Hey, it's Daniel Gillespie here with UponArriving.com, and in this video, I'm going to give you a breakdown of the Chase Luxury Hotel and Resort Collection and show you just how much value you can get from this program. I'm also going to compare this to other similar programs and highlight some key differences between them. So before jumping in, if you're new to this channel, I cover a lot of credit card rewards, hotels, airlines, and other travel-related topics. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, be sure to subscribe and hit that little bell notification below so that you don't miss out on anything. So what is the Luxury Hotel and Resort Collection, also known as the LHRC? Well, it's a special program available to select Chase card members that offers them elite-like benefits at over 900 luxury properties around the world. This program is very similar to the Amex FHR program, but there are some key differences, so be sure to hang around because I'm going to go over all of those. So who gets access to the LHRC? Well, it's only available to select Chase card members, and Chase does not really publish an official list of what cards are available. They do advertise it pretty heavily with some of the cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the United Explorer card, but we also know that other cards have access like the Chase Ink Cash, and people have even been able to access the program with other cards like the Chase Freedom cards. So if you have a Chase card and you're wondering whether or not you'll have access to this program, be sure to check out the article below and you'll see a link where you can actually go in and enter in the first 6 digits of your card and see if your card allows you to have access. So what are the benefits of the LHRC? Well, they consist of the following: daily breakfast for 2 people, complimentary Wi-Fi, upgrades, early check-in, late checkout, and also a special amenity unique to each property. So the quality of the breakfast is just going to depend on the quality of the property. Now, these are all high-end properties for the most part, so generally you can expect a pretty quality breakfast, but sometimes you might be given a continental breakfast and other times you might get a full-out breakfast buffet. Now, some hotels may just provide you with a credit for breakfast each day. So for example, you might get a $60 credit that can be used per day, and that's going to give you a $30 credit per person each morning, which isn't bad. Some hotels will actually have multiple restaurants located within the hotel, and they'll allow you to choose which restaurant that you want to eat at each morning, so that's nice. Also keep in mind that some of these properties, especially those in Vegas, are really flexible with their breakfast credits and may allow you to apply that to meals later on in the day, so be sure to ask about that. Maybe if you're traveling really early in the morning and you're going to miss out on the breakfast benefit because you're heading out before it even opens, maybe you can talk to the hotel and kind of tell them your situation, and they might allow you to apply that credit to a later meal. With this program, you'll also get free Wi-Fi, which is pretty standard. There are a couple of resorts that actually don't have Wi-Fi, but that's going to be very uncommon. So for the most part, you can expect to get Wi-Fi, probably their standard connection, but some may offer you a premium, or maybe that's something that you can also ask about. The next benefit is room upgrades. So typically an upgrade is going to consist of something like a upgrade to a room with a better view, maybe a higher floor, or maybe a corner room, or you might even get upgraded to a deluxe room or a room in a higher category. Also, some properties actually have designated rooms for upgrades, so whenever you're reading the description of the hotel, you can actually see that card members may be upgraded to, this specific type of room. Usually it's going to be like a better view, so keep your eye out for that. But keep in mind that these upgrades are all subject to availability, so they are not guaranteed. So with this program, you can get early check-in and late checkout. The big thing to note here is that late checkout is not guaranteed, okay? So you're going to want to approach late checkout a little bit differently with this program than others like the FHR, because it is guaranteed there. So the morning of your checkout, you want to call them pretty early and let them know of your situation that you want late checkout. The key here is to have a good reason for late checkout. Simply telling them that you just want to sleep in is usually not going to do the trick, but if you have some kind of important needs, like maybe your flight got delayed, or maybe you have to participate in an unexpected conference call or something like that, those are really legitimate reasons that a hotel will often go out of their way to make sure that you're accommodated. And the other thing that you want to make sure to do is to ask for a time that is later than what you need. So for example, if you only need late checkout until 2 p.m., don't ask for late checkout at 2 p.m. Ask for late checkout until 4 p.m. because a lot of times they can't grant you what you want, but they'll try to meet you somewhere in the middle. So the next benefit is a special amenity unique to each property. So generally this is going to be something worth about $100, but some properties actually have benefits worth less. I'm talking $50 or even $30. And a lot of times this is going to be something like a food and beverage credit, but it can really depend. Other properties may offer you something like transportation from the airport, or they may offer you something like a couples massage or even like a golf credit, just depending on the type of resort that you're visiting. Now, one tip is that some hotels will offer you a more valuable perk if you book a suite. So for example, a hotel may offer you a one-way transportation from the airport with a standard booking, but if you book a suite, they may offer you transportation to the hotel and then back to the airport. So that's one way you can kind of take advantage of extra perks. And again, this is something that you should see in the description of the hotel whenever you search for a property in the program. So in addition to these heavier credits, which are the credits like the dining and beverage credit, they also sometimes offer lighter benefits, and these are kind of like odd end things like a welcome chocolate platter, a bottle of wine, and sometimes even kind of weird things like a Chinese silk scarf. So if you're interested in finding out more about what these benefits might be sure to check out the article below where I've listed several of the benefits that I've found at various properties. So how does this program work? Well, I suggest to just go and book through the LHRC website, and you can find the link to that below. Simply go in, you'll enter in the first 6 digits of your Chase card, and if you are eligible, you'll be able to proceed with the booking, and you'll see the room rates and just be able to kind of continue through a normal checkout process. Now with this program, you do not prepay for your hotel stays, okay? So this opens up the possibility that you might be able to change your card at the time of checkout. This is something that I have not tested, so keep that in mind, but for the most part, hotels are pretty good about allowing you to change your payment sort of at the last minute. So if you have a card that earns better points or has better perks, maybe you want to use that card to check out, even though it does not allow you to have access to this program. And also note that you cannot use your Chase Ultimate Rewards to make your hotel bookings with this program. So are these rates the same price as the publicly available rates? Well, that answer is just going to depend because prices fluctuate so much with hotels, but I will say that in my brief searches I've done, they've been the same or similar, but there are 2 things to keep in mind. Number 1, the LHRC includes fees and taxes in their prices, so they're going to look a little bit inflated a lot of times. Also, you're getting a lot of benefit and value from this program, so even if you're paying something like $20 more per night, well, if you're getting $60 worth of breakfast each morning, on top of that a dining and spa credit or these other perks, well, a lot of times it'll be worth it to pay a little bit extra because you're actually netting so much more value and savings. So can you still earn your elite credits and elite nights when booking through this program? The answer to that should be yes. Okay, now this is something where you are dealing with a kind of pseudo OTA, so you never know what might happen. But my advice would be to just follow up with your loyalty program if you don't see those points or credits show up, in the following weeks. Something may have got lost in the shuffle or something like that. But yes, there are many data points out there of people still receiving their elite credit nights, still earning points, and also receiving their elite benefits. So if you already have status with a program, that those benefits are going to kind of supplement the ones here. And if you have a lower tier status or even a mid-tier status, a lot of times the LHRC can offer better benefits. So be sure to call up the hotel and make sure that your loyalty number is on your reservation before you arrive at the hotel, just to make sure things are easier. And then whenever you arrive at the hotel, confirm that your loyalty number is in your reservation. So what type of hotels can you find in the LHRC program? Well, these are going to be a lot of the top luxury brands that you'll find all around the world. These are properties like the St. Regis, the Ritz-Carlton, the Peninsula, the Park Hyatt, Conrad. I mean, the list really just goes on. All of those top tier luxury brands you can expect to find in this program. There also are a lot of top Las Vegas properties, so this program and others like it are often really popular for people to use when traveling to Las Vegas because you get those additional perks that save you a little bit. So how does this program compare with the Amex FHR program? By the way, I've made a video on the Amex FHR program, so be sure to check that out in the description below if you're interested in that. But there are some key differences between these programs. The first is exclusivity. So the Amex FHR is only available to Platinum card holders and Centurion card holders. This program, on the other hand, is available to a lot of different Chase cards and even some Chase cards with no annual fee. So you got a big difference here. One program requires you to pay a lot of money for your annual fees to get access, and this program allows you access even if you have a very non-premium card. So I do think there is something to say about the access that each of these programs offers. The next difference is the special offers. To me, this is the most dramatic difference between the programs, and what it is Amex FHR has special offers that go around that offer you some really big savings. These are things like a 3rd free night or a 4th free night, or things like a $200 dining and spa credit that can actually stack on top of the special amenity. So there is a much higher potential for higher savings and value with the FHR with these perks. Now with that said, these special offers only go out for select properties during certain times, and sometimes are limited to specific rooms. So it's not like every property is offering these benefits. And so it's not always a huge advantage over the LHRC, but it is definitely something to be aware of. The next potential difference is price differences, and I bring this up because you might be comparing the prices between these programs and think that the FHR is much cheaper, but keep in mind, the FHR does not include your taxes, okay? So the rates are gonna look a little bit higher on average with the LHRC. And both the LHRC and the FHR do not include resort fees, which can be pretty pricey. So that's something else that you want to check into because your price might actually be a bit higher. The next difference is that with FHR, you can earn 5x the points on your hotel bookings. Now, this is a feature being rolled out throughout 2019, so you can't currently do this at every property. But to me, earning 5x membership rewards is huge because I value membership rewards at close to 2 cents per point. So that's roughly a 10% return that is earned in addition to all of your other savings. So the next big difference is inventory. So I searched one of my favorite cities, Hong Kong, and I found 3 properties with the LHRC versus the 9 properties with the FHR. And also a lot of those missing properties were really nice brands like the Conrad, the Ritz-Carlton, the Peninsula. So these are really high quality properties that the LHRC doesn't seem to offer. And again, I also searched for the Maldives and found more properties with the FHR as well. But there's not always a wide discrepancy because I also searched for hotels in Paris, and both programs returned a similar amount of properties. So there is one more program to be thinking about, which is the Visa Signature Luxury Hotel Collection. And this is kind of a watered down version of both of these programs. If I had to list these in order, it would definitely be FHR number 1, the LHRC number 2, and then below that is the Visa Signature Hotel Collection. And it does offer similar benefits. You get the breakfast, you get the upgrades, but some things are missing or reduced. For example, there is no guaranteed late checkout, and there is also no mention of early check-in. The special amenity at each property is valued at $25, so that's about $75 less than what the other programs offer. So to me, I would definitely try to book with the other programs if available, but if you can't get access to those, the Visa Signature Hotel Collections is still not a horrible program to go with. But if you want to find out more about that program, you can check the article in the description below. So I hope that this video helped you to better understand the LHRC program and all of the value that it has to offer. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and also consider checking out the links below